Peace, good evening. I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of the Foul Playland. As always, I'm your Foul Player. Wanted to make this video regarding the Republican debate that's going to be happening on Tuesday, I believe, on Fox. And Trump's decision reportedly is not to participate in the debate. And there's also a rumor that he's going to be doing a show on Tucker Carlson's platform or network, whatever have you, which is run on Twitter for the most part, and or if you want to call it X, the new name for Twitter. There's a rumor. I'll start with the rumor first, and the rumor, like I said before, is that during the time of debate of the Republican debate that's going to be happening on Fox, which is basically the people contending to run as the Republican candidate against seemingly Joe Biden, or if somebody comes and runs against Joe Biden as a Democrat. I mean, the only viable option I see right now is RFK Jr. based on policy and based on how people take to RFK Jr., even though he's being squashed on the regular media, not really being pushed on social media. There's also a chance that Gavin Newsom could replace Biden, some people say, if Biden happens not to run altogether due to age or scandal, whatever have you. But as it is right now, it seems as if Joe Biden is the front runner on the Democratic ticket and the only person running on the Democratic ticket. Whereas on the Republican side, there's probably 15 people that are running against Trump, seemingly. Trump's far and away the front runner on any poll you could pull up, but then it's followed by, on some polls, a combination of Ron DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy, Chris Christie. Those are the top contenders, but even those guys combined don't add up to Trump's numbers, unfortunately, for them. But you also got people, Nikki Haley, the governor of South Carolina, I believe. Not the governor, the congressman from South Carolina, Scott. I don't know. It's not really important at this point. You know, as far as names that are contending. Trying to think who else. Mike Pence, Trump's old vice president, no shot. All these people don't add up. Like they really have no shot at dethroning Trump to become the Republican contender running against Biden or whoever runs for the Democrats. So again, Trump, according to some reports, isn't gonna attend the I think he's pretty much not gonna attend the debate. But the more important part is that he may be doing a interview with Tucker Carlson at that same time, and I think that's actually a good thing. One, I mean, being that debate is going to be running on the Fox network. Fox is not a good network when it comes to Trump, or like them looking at Trump favorably. If you've noticed, almost all regular media networks have taken a stance of not covering Trump, unless it's these indictments that are these four indictments that have come up in Georgia is the latest one, New York, Washington D.C., and there's another indictment somewhere else. There's a rumor that Arizona may be doing an additional indictment, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. But Trump, with the exception of getting covered on some new criminal charges, doesn't really get covered on any of these networks, including Fox. I mean, Fox is the only alternative to MSNBC, NBC, CNN, ABC, all these other networks. There's only one conservative, quote unquote, alternative, and it's Fox. And Fox isn't really favorable to Donald Trump neither. As you could see in the debate for the presidential election, Chris Wallace was hosting the Fox debate with Trump and Joe Biden, and Chris Wallace seemed to be playing lawyer for Joe Biden during that debate. And you think that, this is a debate that's happening on a conservative network, maybe they'd be favorable to Trump. Not that I'm looking for somebody to be favorable to Trump on their network, but I just rather see it called down the middle. I mean, that's only fair. and Fox didn't do that. And I think, like, watching what Fox puts out on the regular, they take a stance of like, we'll only cover Trump if we have to, in a sense. So I think that if there was a debate with Trump and all these other heads that are running against him, they control they call the shots, and they probably reel Trump in a sense. You never know. There's also a rumor that Fox didn't want anybody to share any part of the debate after the fact. Um, like they were putting stipulations on it. So if Trump would have, quote unquote, won the debate in essence, then he probably would have been stymied of sharing anything as far as any slam dunks that he would have occurred during the debate or whatnot. So it's not really worth it. But I think the bigger reason not to attend these debates is because these other cats are also Rands that are running against Trump. Ron DeSantis, when he first came out and was rumored to be in the running against Trump, his numbers were neck and neck with Trump in certain polls, supposedly, and that's with all the money in the world behind them. Ron DeSantis probably had more money behind him than Trump did. But now Ron DeSantis in some polls is coming in third behind Vivek Ramaswamy, who's not even a politician. Chris Christie, who's a disgraced politician, did a really bad job here in the state that I'm living in now, New Jersey, and he's just a clown. It's also suspect that Chris Christie gets most of his airtime on liberal networks like CNN. Seems like Chris Christie's on CNN more than anybody who's running for the Democrats. Right now it's nobody. But the CNN, does Chris Christie, Republican, get more airtime than what RFK Jr. does on CNN? Absolutely. I haven't seen RFK Jr. on CNN or any other network for that matter. Because they're trying to silence RFK Jr. in a large sense. But why should Trump give these guys any sort of gas? When nobody takes these dudes seriously. A lot of people were making it seem as if Ron DeSantis had a good thing going, and like he was gonna be the guy who Republicans would embrace. And Ron DeSantis has no burn. I've never seen anybody put up a Ron DeSantis sign at this current juncture. I still see people here in New Jersey that have Trump signs like on their lawns and that wear Trump gear. And I've seen that since 2020 till like August 2023, present day. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, that's pretty much exclusive to Trump as far as like the grassroots support. But there was a semblance of what seemed to be some sort of a online presence with Ron DeSantis, and when he first announced that he was going to run, or when there were rumors that he was going to run. And right now, as of August 2023, it seems like it's a joke. He doesn't get a lot of love from liberals, which you could expect, but he's certainly getting less and less love from conservatives because people view him as sort of a shyster or a backstabber for running against Trump in the first place. I think a lot of people expected him to run against Trump to run in 2028, and he pulled a kind of a slick move and ran in 2024, probably anticipating that Trump could get yammed up. So it's kind of like you're saying, my expectation is that this dude will get yammed up or locked up, and that I'm gonna run right behind him, rather than saying well, listen, maybe he shouldn't be getting yammed up or thrown in the pit end. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people, as far as conservatives go, more and more are losing luster with Ron DeSantis. And I don't want to hear the debate of or the argument of how well he's run Florida. This is a really short-term running well of Florida, which is basically from 2020 till now, which was basically keep Florida open. But off the rip, Ron DeSantis didn't want to keep Florida open. He closed the beaches for 2 weeks off the rip. And when that became unpopular, and when a lot of people who were in the MAGA base, quote unquote, weren't taking kindly to shutting down of state or that state, he saw the light. So and on top of that too, how many people run Florida bad? Like, since when has Florida operated as a state that people want to leave Florida? I mean, it's great weather all the time. I mean, tax free. I haven't heard people saying like, "Damn, Florida's a shithole," since the '80s when I was a baby. You know, like Florida's been running for the most part smoothly since the drug war days or post drug war days. I mean, the early '80s. But if Ron DeSantis, and another thing too, why the MAGA base has, or pretty much the whole conservative base, which a lot of it is MAGA, has ditched Ron DeSantis, is because Ron DeSantis probably wouldn't have a political career in the state of Florida, running the state of Florida, if it weren't for Trump looking out for him and making sure that things were running right when the decision was still up in the air. I'm trying not to get smacked by YouTube, so I gotta speak coyly. So, moving forward, though, I mean, again, Fox is no friend of MAGA or Trump. You know, Rupert Murdoch is a big time Trump hater. I mean, the New York Post, I mean, here in New York, the oldest running newspaper, does have exposés on things that seemingly would help MAGA or help Trump. But Rupert Murdoch's personal sentiment towards Trump, he's been a Trump hater for many years, according to most reports. But if you're running the pretty much most conservative, like the oldest conservative newspaper in the country, or the oldest newspaper in the country, the New York Post, which is deemed as a conservative paper, um, shits on Trump slyly whenever they get the chance. Fox, or doesn't endorse Trump when it gets the chance. Fox, same thing. I mean, they may not necessarily shit on Trump, but they don't. That, in my eyes, certainly don't help Trump, especially what's happening across the political landscape currently. So why should Trump help them out? Not that he would like be. It's not the only reason, as if he's not going to be helping Fox out, but if he could go on X or Twitter and do something with Tucker at the same time that debate's running, how many people are going to be running to X and listening to the MAGA God rather than listening to Chris Christie, like hoping that Trump would give him the time of day, or Ron DeSantis? If one of these dudes got lucky and Trump stuttered, and that's what gets covered the following day, then it kind of bumps them up, at least momentarily, and it wouldn't help Trump anyway. So I think Trump, I mean, if the reports are true that he is going to be doing something simultaneously or at the same time as on Twitter or X as the Republican debate on Fox, I think he would be pretty much putting the kibosh on that Republican debate, while also kind of like resurfacing on Twitter, because Trump hasn't gone back to Twitter, even though Elon Musk supposedly is allowing him to come back to Twitter. It would kind of be his coming onto a mainstream digital platform and taking away a lot of viewership from the Republican debate that's going to be happening on regular TV. You know, I think it's kind of a G move, if you ask me. But let me know what you guys think. I think it's a good move for him. And I'm not one of these dudes that endorses every move that Trump will make. You know, I didn't agree with the fact that he came out with that tea that everybody had to drink. You know, 100% against that. There's other things too. I mean, or like other times that I think that he didn't do the wisest thing, if you will. But I mean, compared to the field, I mean, like, dude's on top in my eyes. But I'm not one of these dudes that's gonna try to sugarcoat any move he makes in the past or in the future. I also wasn't cool with a lot of the people that Trump had as far as in appointed in political positions. In fact, I was against most of the people that Trump appointed to political positions. But so I say that to say that I'm not one of these people that's gonna endorse anything that he does, wholesale. Like, nah, that's not me. But I'm definitely not one of but you could excuse me in that department too, because there's a lot of people that are on YouTube that just straight up shit on everything that he does, especially quote unquote my fellow minorities, but um, I hope that I'm a little bit of a. I don't mind being the anomaly in that case, because a lot of people are just speaking from emotions. I don't speak from emotion. I speak from the position of conserving what the hell I have now. But what you guys think with that? Hope you guys had a good time. I'm out. Peace.